The Moore's 25th annual sewing technology party is going on now. This is the chance to get the best deals on the latest products. So with all the embroidery, sometimes you just can't fit what you want to embroider in your machine. And that's where we're going to go to our high performance, which have a cylinder frame tube, okay, cylinder arm, okay, not an open arm. And the difference is the angle, the position. And so here's what you're trying at home. I've seen you. Look at the top video. You're trying to put that big bag in that machine with a hoop that only connects on one side. I don't care if your machine says it's open arm. You can't do that. And look at below, okay, onesies, okay. I'm trying to hoop this onesie. That's the same frustration I have trying to change a newborn. And my wife says amen to that. The point is, this is tiny, okay? And so the point is, you've got to have the right tools, okay? So with the right tools, you have a hoop that has two connectors that goes around the open arm, and you have a connector in the center. These are different options that we have. So the right tool makes all the difference. That's why I don't care even if you have a full-featured top model embroidery machine. You might want one of our professional models, because to do things like hats and bags and hard to hoop things, and there's lots of things that it can do, but also it gives you better quality. Every single stitch is supported. It's a hopping foot. It comes down and supports it wonderfully. Also, it has a commercial bobbin system that's steel on steel. Most repairs are caused by needle breakings. Most needle breaks are from outside forces, thread, fabric, and people. Okay, and so we cause needles to break. The bobbin system is what's going to hold up or not, and that bobbin system is steel, so it can hold up to it. But it has technology. That's what's nice. You know that there are commercial machines out there that don't have needle threaders? Can you imagine threading 10 or 15 needles all on your own? Every single needle on these machines are threaded automatically. Plus, I have a smart technology. I can size, I can position. I have performance with technology with our professional system. So that's what I want to talk about here, is our professional line of machines, okay? So we're going to talk about single needle. Do you really need more than one needle? Sometimes no, because if I'm going to do one project, I can thread for each color quicker than trying to thread 10 needles if I'm only going to do it once. So you determine, am I going to do the same thing over and over again? A lot of people have chosen the single needle, the Capella, because they want to have it as their either starting business machine, or they want to complement their existing machine. So the Capella has all kinds of optional hoops. It comes with an 8x12 and a 4x4 hoop. But then they have these hat hoops. I'm going to go over some of the optional hoops. They have hoops for doing pockets and bags and sleeves, hats, okay? And you see the hat, it actually rotates from side to side. See, that's what a true hat frame is. There are hat hoops that are flat. No, they don't. You can't do a hat flat, okay? But it also has a 7-inch smart screen. This gives you so much control for a sizing, for a positioning. Commercial machines don't have this. And so that's why we have performance with technology. I also can edit the color. I can edit the size. I have a lot of control with this here. So that's from the Capella up. So everything I talk about is on the higher model up. It has 25 different built-in fonts. And it has the ability to arc and array, and just really to work with your different functions on it easily. It also has the crosshair laser. And I'm going to show this, but it's like the 2-point laser where I take a line, I connect it on there, and it will automatically line up. In this case, the shirt I actually have over there, I can show you part of it. I lined the design, the monogram perfectly above the pocket. And so that's both the Capella, which I'm talking about first, and the Array, which is the next model up, has that feature. And so that's awesome. So we don't have that on commercial machines, but our performance models do. So the Array has everything I just told you about the Capella, but it's 6 needles. So you have 6 needles, it has a larger embroidery area, nearly 8x12. It has 100 built-in designs and a larger display. It has 50 different fonts. That's a lot of fonts. You can arc, you can array, you can do all those different kerning effects, because a lot of people use these for lettering. So that's really good. And it has that exclusive script that Baby Lock is known for. It has 11 giant monograms that are really awesome. They truly have beautiful, you can add it to bags, you can add it to pillows, you can add it to whatever. It also has that powerful sizing program that I showed you prior. And I'm going to show you again on this so you can see the results. Okay, so awesome control on this here. And then again, all kinds of optional hoops. See, the thing is, I don't know if anybody that buys every hoop because they're all for specific projects, but they're there when you want to do that project and to save time. And in this case, a lot of times people want to make money with it. So that's what these projects are good for. All right, so everything I just showed you is also on the brand new Brother PR1060W, and Baby Lock has their Venture 2. Those are the same models. But what's the difference between that and the two models? Now, let's contrast, because again, sometimes it's better to get the model that it's replacing. I already said that about the Accolade Surger. I think that's better than the Splendor right now while I have it at a special buy. It might be the same on this. So what's the difference? Okay, they all have everything I showed. So all these 10 needles have everything I showed you thus far. They don't have the laser, they have something better, and I'm going to actually demonstrate that. But let's compare. So let's go to full screen here. So they all have 10 needles with that needle threader, okay? And so that's equal there. The 1060 has 50 fonts, okay? And the same interface where I can completely array it and position some beautiful fonts. Okay. The other two have 13 fonts. Okay, so we're ahead by 13 fonts, but wait till the pricing is what you're gonna love about the other ones, okay? The 1060 has 1280 built-in designs. Now you can add all your designs you want, where the other two has 1184. Okay, well that's still a lot of designs, okay? See what I'm getting at? They all come with the same 4 hoops, which is an 8x14, a 5x7, a 4x4, and I think it's a 2x1.5. Okay, but the 1060 they chose to now give this support table for the 2B frame, which is nice. But the other ones come with the large supporting table, and I'm more of a fan of that, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Okay, they all have live camera positioning. I'm going to demo that, and live camera positioning is the easiest way to position your design. That's why people who look at big commercial machines choose these, because half the battle is hooping and positioning. You take a lot of time with this. This shows you real view of exactly where it's going to sew. The 1060, they work with QR codes for the videos. Well, that's okay, but it's kind of nice to have all the videos built in. So that's kind of a push. Okay, so again, I'm comparing these two, and so far they're pretty equal. They all have My Design Center. My Design Center gives you the ability to scan in an image. I'm going to show you that and simply fill in the blanks. You're coloring, and it does beautiful results, okay? And so I'm actually going to show you that. And so that truly is equal on all of them. And you can do your own logos and everything right with that. They all have 36 different decorative fills and 17 motifs for doing your own custom designing and fills and quilting and all different things. So that's equal. So everything's pretty equal, okay? They all have quilt embroidery, and so that means you can do quilt borders. And I actually have a quilt over here. I'm going to show you I made on this here. And so it does borders, and it actually walks you through doing the sashing border on it. The optional hoop there is awesome. That's their sashing frame. So the point is, these are all pretty equal. Wi-Fi, they have the ability to use the different app that monitors it. You can also use database transfer to send designs. And with the PE Design 11 or PAL 11 software, you can connect up to 10 of these machines. I have a network of machines all operating at one time. That's what's awesome. So here's the thing that's different, and that the new one has. It has what's called matrix copy, which I showed you that with the rabbits. But they said the other one doesn't have it. I disagree. I'm going to show you that it does. It's not called matrix copy. Okay. So what is the biggest difference? Okay. What is the biggest difference? The price. The closeout that we have on the other two end up being 34% less. And I really believe they came up with a new model number so they can incorporate the higher tariffs. So that's why I bought these. I bought the Ventures and the 1055, but they're going fast. And so let me show you the difference on this here, and then we'll come back and go over some of the specials. So right here we have the Capella, and I'm going to spend more of my time demonstrating the other machines, but I really want to show you why this machine is awesome. This is that bag that was in the video. That's how big this was, okay? And it was obviously embroidered on this type of machine here. I can't do that on other ones. Now this one, I have a 4x4 hoop on there, and what if I simply go to set, it's going to tell me it's too big because I chose a big font. Our smart machines recognize that the Brother and Baby Lock made hoops. So I can actually take this here and go to my sizing. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, and then I can actually go to my smaller size and it will accept it. So that's a cool thing about it. But let's go over some of the optional systems like the hat frame. Okay, people think, oh, I can just put a hat on there. Well, this true hat frame embroiders going this way, and so it needs a mechanism. See, that's why when you look at hat frames, they're designed for these type of machines. And so this right here has actually a good shot right here, so I can see how this. It's hard to do this upside down. Okay, so you can see how that works there, and then so this mechanism actually works and drives it here. So that's optional, but those are things that are available. We look over here. Actually, that's on the wrong machine, by the way. So this right here is a set of pocket hoops, okay? And there's actually 4 of them, and that's what I would use for onesies. Again, optional hoop system here. This one here is for shoes. Well, why? Well, people spend a lot of money on shoes. People spend a lot of money on shoes, okay? And so adding their monogram, there's a way to make money, okay? So, but you can do this on this because of that cylinder design. Now, I'm going to talk about this frame right here. This is actually a Durkee hoop system, and this actually has, and I love this because it has so many different things. Now, this one, the machine doesn't recognize, and there's some advantages. Sometimes when it doesn't recognize, I can get closer up there and just trace really close. Well, I'm going to show you that on a backpack over here. But this, you can interchange for all different types of different situations, okay? So we're going to talk about that because this one actually, that is part of the bonus with the array. So we're going to go over to the Baby Lock array, okay? And so on the array, and I think I'm going to be right here. So do we have a shot of the screen? Oh, that's the machine. We have a shot of the screen here. Okay. I hope we have that. They're doing a good job. Okay. So cool. Guys are doing good. And so what we have here, that's this design. So I just want to just see the size of this design. And this was done without a color change. And that's kind of awesome right there. And so what we have here is we also have the monogram. So if I wanted to go back to the monograms, I just want you to see the axis. So these are those large monograms. This one right here, I did not see. That's actually this one. I chose not to embroider the flowers. But I mean, just beautiful stuff. Okay, let's go to return. And if I want to size this here, this is the sizing. So on the screen. Oh, by the way, look at all these fonts. There's that exclusive script. But really what I want to show you is you got that sizing right there. I want to show you taking this and using that special hooping system and put it on a backpack. So what I want to do here is I'm going to take this off and I want to take this hoop. This is that Durkee hoop. By the way, it's part of the bundle that we have with the array. And when I do this, is I take this and I put this on and it adjusts the position of it. There we go. Oh, you know what I did? There we go. It's been a long presentation. I'm using the wrong connection. There we go. That's operator's malfunction. That was not machine. Ha. Okay, so what I want you to see here is this backpack. Okay, I actually use that here. But I want to put here, and if you can see, I drew a little X. I think you can see that on there. That's where I want to put a name. I drew it straight and center. So this really shows off two things. Number one, it shows off why I would use this type of machine and why I would use this type of hooping system, because now that's positioned, okay? Like that one. It has a wrinkle in there, but we're not going to actually stitch it. I just want to show you the benefit of that hoop. So now I can embroider right here. The nice thing about this, if I want more secure, you can take binder clips on this if you want to and hold it right there. And so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take a font. I'll just take this basic one. And we're just going to do, let's see here. I'm going to do a medium size. We'll do Bianca's name. I want to wake her up. Ah, I misspelled Bianca. Oh, no. I can go back with my cursor and put an N. I did that on purpose. Ha, not. So now, if I want to take, I want to size it down a little bit more. See the control you have on that? But now I go to end edit, and this is my crosshair laser. So I wonder if we can see, I'm hoping you can see that laser there. We got a thumbs up, guys. Can you see that laser right there? Okay, all right. On the screen, let's go to the screen. I can choose how I want it, if I want it centered, bottom left. I actually do want it centered because I made my chalk up here in the center, okay? So I press next, and I can choose center over any direction. I want this one, so I do next. Now, when we look on the fabric, I'm moving this, and I'm moving it. And I probably could have used a smaller line, but you can see it. So I can see that I'm not, am I even close? Nope, I'm not. Now, usually you're not doing this when you have cameras on you. And I can slow it down. There we go. All right, so that's dead to the center. But I don't know if it's lined up. I don't know if it's angled. Again, I should have wrinkled that out. So I want to now line it up here. And so I go next. Now, you can see it's off a little bit, so I just come down just a bit. So now I'm assured that even though I hooped it straight, I thought I did. I didn't by a little bit. I pressed set, and it rotated at 1 degree, 1.7 degrees. That's how small. And it moved off to the side. So that's going to be perfect. That's what's great about that system, okay? Now, everything I talked about this, and all the hoop options, again, those are options, and this are on these two tenules. Let me come over to the center here and talk about this a little bit. So, again, sometimes when something new comes out, it's because they need to absorb, in this case, the tariffs. So I'm really going to tell you the 1055 and the Baby Lock Venture are the ways to go. But let's do a contrast there. So the first thing that's different, okay, by the way, they all have the same hoops, okay? They all have just about 8 by 14. 5 by 7, 4 by 4, and again, I think it's 1.5 by 2. Someone's going to tell me the difference. And you know, these stands are awesome, but they're awesome. They have a lot of nice hooks on it. We're going to hold this one for later. But this one has this support sleeve. Okay, so what I have this on here for a reason, because I want you to see that's what this is here. Now, that's nice, but let's contrast to this table. First of all, this right here, I think I have it right, there it is half the price as that table. And I did not use that on this sleeve. It's not as crucial to have that, but it is crucial if I was to put this hoop on here and embroider. It's the table that supports it. This is why I like that table. And so when I'm out of these other models, you can buy that table, but it's double the price of this. So I wish they didn't take away the table. I wish that they have that, and then we can add this to it. So that's one thing. The next thing between the two is matrix coffee, okay? So I want to show you this here because I want you to see that sometimes you just brand things different. See, when I work for my customer, I work for the best value. And again, while I have those in stock, the PR 1055 and the Baby Lock Venture, that's the way to go, okay? Especially at my closeout price, okay? So I'm going to take this design, this design right here. So matrix copy. Are we on the screen here? Okay, so I want you to see, it is cool, it is neat, but I can do the same thing. There's matrix copy. Now that's quick, okay? And it does that, okay? Well, let's go over to this, just to get that out of the elephant out of the room, okay? So now let's go to the screen here. So are we on the screen? Yep, okay. So I'm gonna go to, they don't have matrix copy, but they really do, because I can take this and I go, and I could do this one, and then this one, okay? And I can move it all the way over the side, and then I can take this one, and boom, boom, okay. And then I go next, and I got to change the frame. It does the same thing. It does the same thing, and that's what's exciting about this here, is that I'm able to offer such a good deal. But let's talk more about something else, okay? Let's take this and go over. This is why this table is important, okay? This table supports your bulky fabric. It supports the sensor. See, that's the thing, is that you're working with this, a lot of times this is going at high speed. You need the support, okay? But I can take this off just like, put this down, okay? And in fact, when I'm working with my design center, you really need this table supported, okay? So again, I don't agree that they took that away. I like this here. So while I have the extra thing, that's gonna make a difference. So what do we want to show here? I've got so many things. Number one, let's take this, and I want to, actually I need to put my hoop in here, okay? So we're gonna take this, and I want to show you how, okay, actually, I already scanned this in. You saw the video. Okay, and I'm going to go to my design center. And this, and I saved this here because I want you to see the process. So my design center on this has everything, all the ability. Am I in the way? Okay, thanks, guys. My design center has all the ability to create your own designs. Now, if I had this in graphics, then I can just use a JPEG. Okay, but this is something one of my daughters drew. Okay, and so I'm going to take this and bring it in where I saved the process, okay? So I want you to see this here, okay? So in process here, I have actually taken this and added some of the fills, okay? And so we can take this, and let's say I want to continue on with this here, okay? But let's zoom in on this. And let's say I want to add some shading, and that's what the case here. I can actually take the brush, and I can make my brush size smaller, and I can actually take this and brush it right in. And that's how some of this shading was done right here, okay? Now, I can also come back here and draw, and now this is blown up a lot, so it's a lot smaller than this. And there's how some of the tentacles got. So that's really a cool thing. Now, the next thing I want to show you in my design center, something I have from, I think it was last tech party. I saved this on this machine, and that is, actually, no, it's right here. Is my head in the way, guys? Okay. So you got all these different shapes. So if I want to create my own fill or something like that, I can do that. But this, you see this right here? This is how, and I think it was last tech party. I save my samples here. And this is showing you how I took a design and I did an outline around it and turned it into a quilt pattern, okay? So this is my sample. What if I wanted to put another of these designs right here? Obviously, I didn't hoop this, okay? So this is what I want to show you. I want to show you that positioning that is by far the best here. So what we're going to do, let's go home, okay? And I'm going to bring up that design, and I believe, hoping it's right here. Okay. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to put it in here, and I want to line that up on that stitch, okay? And obviously I didn't do this straight. I don't know if that's right, but I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to see which angle for the screen, because I'm going to reach. Let's go over here, okay? So I'm going to reach across here, and I'm going to bring in. I'm going to end it, and I'm going to bring up my true view, and it shows me exactly. See my hand here? There's the design. I really want to go right here. So I want, that's what I want to line up, okay? But obviously that's too small. So I can take it and enlarge it. That is real-time view. And by the way, I can actually take this and move this over here. Isn't that cool? So I can see, there's my finger. I want to move this down, okay? So we're going to move it down. So you can see that the difference between this is it's not projection, it's not anything other than real. It's like camera. It's like a surveillance system for your embroidery. I mean, that's basically what this is. And so I can take this, and so we want to rotate it. So I obviously need to rotate it. And now I can move it up. And that's exactly how it's going to sew. Don't know which camera I'm looking at, guys. Okay, there. I wish you could see the behind the scenes. This crew has done awesome. And I hope we got some pictures of this here. Cheryl, everybody working hard here. This is an awesome machine. And so we're going to talk about the specials, but if you have a chance to get one of our few remaining PR1055, this is local distribution, by the way, or the Baby Lock Venture, you need to contact us. And I'm going to go over the details on this here. So let's go over it, and we're going to finalize this here. All right. The Capella beat the price increase. I already told you, Baby Lock's going to raise the price. That's the lowest we can advertise. And that they said it. So you'll never see this price again, $59.99 on that model. This is your chance. You've been watching it. You're going to say, yeah, it's always going to be that. Nope. The price cost is going up. Interest-free payments right now. Free shipping across the country. Use coupon code TechParty to unlock the savings. But wait, I'm including Floriani Fusion software and the Rainbow. That's a $599 value free. But again, you'll never see that price again. This is your last chance. The Baby Lock Array, again, beat the price increase. And we've got an amazing deal on this here. I've got interest-free payments, $11,999. Interest-free payments of $333.30. Free shipping across the country. It has those Durkee hoops. It has the Floriani Fusion software, the Rainbow software. We got all kinds of thread, all kinds of stabilizer, all kinds of needles. But wait, use TechParty. Unlock the savings. Unlock the savings on the Baby Lock Array. The PR1060W, okay? I love it, but right now I don't recommend it because I have the others. Now, if I didn't have the others, of course I'd love this. But why would I recommend this when the other one really is the same machine? Okay, and so final closeout on the PR1055X, which is local distribution. We do have the Baby Lock Venture as well. Same things, just different built-in design, same features. At least 38% savings. Okay, and so never before, never again. So this is your last chance. So if you have any questions on that, you can Contact us at 1-800-865-9664. Email us at customerservice@moores-sew.com or call a location. For more information on this incredible product, click on the link to see our current special offer. You can email us at customerservice@moores-sew.com or call us at 1-800-865-9664.